Hello, guys. Welcome back. Weekly recap on gold, silver, commodities, all that good stuff here. There's not that much to say compared to the Wednesday where we look at the midweek, but there are a few very interesting things in gold to silver ratio, and maybe a few others. So let's use more time on these. As always, follow me, YouTube, Twitter. You know what to do. You know what to do. Let's dive in. Weekly timeframes for this session and some daily. We'll switch to the daily at some here on gold and silver. But anyways, look at it here. The bigger picture, we know we have been just discussing this many times. I'm going to look at the past 18 months. That's also a big picture, I know. Major red candle here, a fake down here last week, and now we are making a green 50% compared to the red candle this week. Very nice. Again, I want to see this high here gets taken out at roughly 24.2. It's the high of this green weekly here back in August and the high from this red here. Um, let's look at the daily stuff here. We had Wednesday, we had FOMC. Yesterday we had jobless claims, and I don't know if we had anything today, but yesterday I got scared due to this major down move here, and I was like, I also wrote here when we had one big red candle right here. I wrote this looks very bad for gold and silver. And just after that, I think I pipped the low there, and then we retraced all the way up again here. I did not see that coming by a mile. This is the stuff here. This is the 1 hourly. I thought, oh, this one here, that's very bad. That's very, very bad. You know, this one here all the way down. And I was like, yep, we're going to see sub $22 silver again. And then, boom, reversal all the way up here. Again, taking out the FOMC high, which we talked about here. And now we're just a tad below. But I thought that was going to be more weeks because look at it here. I thought we were going to break this long-term green uptrend here. There it is. Bear flag uptrend. I still have this inverted head and shoulders in play, but I thought we were going to dip below here and be reversed big time. That could be the move that we're looking for. Again, I'm not going to predict anything with regard to gold and silver because it's very difficult. But such a reversal here, that's not too. That's really nice to see. You can also have a low here. Let me show you. Then you have a low here, and then we have now a low here. Again, they are all high lows, barely. So just keep that in mind still. The big one is obviously still the $26 level. Nothing has happened basically all week. We're up a bit, but yeah, we still have some time here, and you know we have October, November. That's when we decide what's going to happen. Gold looks a bit better here, which is nice to see because we want gold to just run a bit early, and then we will want to have silver to come afterward. And we're just fighting this long term, this one here. Well, not long term, but a few months worth of downtrend here, peak above, and we really want to get above that 1950. $1950 level is the one to look for when and if we can finally break out from that one. Again, this is the only thing in my view you should be looking at, that triangle right here. And yeah, that's really it. So whenever we get above 1950, I will be very confident that we are going to, as you know, visit the all-time highs upon a break on 1950. And I think when and if we get above 2K, we will not go sub 2K again. That's a bold statement, I know, but that may be backfired. But I think that's really the case. Let's go to the gold to silver ratio. Again, we have our 78.5 ratio level. That's the only thing to look at. And now we are, again, similar to the gold and silver. That's a high, lower high, and barely a lower high. Just by, you know, by maybe nothing. But still, and now we're rolling over here again. You have the top here, you have it here. That's a very short-term head and shoulders. I don't know the target precisely, but should be somewhere down here. And yeah, nothing. This is all it's not noise, but What you really want to be looking for is to finally get below the 78.5 or a break to the upside, which would cause a huge drop in basically everything. Not only gold and silver, but also the big indices and so on. So yeah, that's really the case. And we have roughly what, yeah, September, October, November left in that triangle right there. The dollar again climbing, actually up 0.2%, and gold were up. It's up 0.27 now, silver up 0.7, and they were up a lot more during the day until we had the COMEX open, of course. But still, gold up while the dollar is up. It's nice to see. Again, we're still in this uptrend. We're still in this uptrend here for the dollar, and yeah, the long-term trend right now is up. You have it on the daily and also on the weekly. So the dollar, that was the monthly, also on the weekly. So dollar very strong, but yeah, we will see these channels can go on for a long time, but usually they break to the downside. So that's my take on it. But for now, dollar very strong. So it's nice. It is nice to see. Excuse me. It is very nice to see that gold is actually performing somewhat well. Meanwhile, the dollar is doing great. So here we have it. The 10-year yields breakout, and we are probably with good probabilities going for that retest of that 4.35% level. That's the big one. If we do this retest and it's getting confirmed, look out. If not, fake out. All right, then we have gold and silver taking off. Rising wedge with a fake out would be insanely bullish for gold and silver. I have to say this one. I don't say that often, but if we have that, and this is a false breakout with a broken wedge, gold and silver is nice. Okay. Oil still long term, fantastic. The weekly, monthly looks fantastic. Daily is also looking amazing after we had that big retest here. Now scooping up, breaking the neckline right there. And I have on record on Twitter that the lowest I think we will go for oil is possibly roughly 85, maybe down to the neckline at 84. And then that would be a beautiful entry in my view for higher oil prices. You can also see this as like a large rounding kind of top bottom here, right? So we want to have it to go sideways and then higher. The oil, yeah, looks very strong on the monthly, weekly, daily. Maybe if you drop to the 4-hourly, you can see some sort of bearish signs. Yeah, this is the 1-hourly. So yeah, 1-hourly not looking good. But again, the long-term time frames are still in play here. They are the ones that are have the power, let's say. But you can still have a move like this, right? A, B, C, and then we go higher again on the longer time frames. Good. All right, I want to show you palladium. Actually, I'm getting very interested in palladium again. The more and more that we are looking at it, breaking out of that long-term golden downtrend right there. Again, I want to get above 30.55. Excuse me, 30.35. Then that's where I can see a bottom is in. I had it. I thought we were going down to 11.55. It's still possible, of course, but it seems like we won't get there. But still, let's see. For now, we're putting in one of the best bottoms in a very long time and trying to break out. Again, this is still breaking out, just means that the downtrend is broken. And we should probably make some sort of basing here and then we go higher. I don't know how it will be, but we still have a few months here, I think, before we start to really curl up again. But palladium is doing some early signs here. That's nice. Platinum, long term, I'm insanely bullish. No doubt about it. Again, why? Look at it here. We have broken out all the way down, and we're just basically, just like silver, head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, and we have a neckline here at 1150. My guess is that once we take out this side here, let's call it 1K, an even number. When we take out 1,000 again, that's when we're going to grind our way up to this red one here, and then ultimately the neckline. So $1,000 platinum, excuse me, is what to look for. currently we are 10% lower, 8% lower. So yeah, that's really it for platinum. Again, gold and silver, I think, will move heavily into Q4, Q1 next year, and platinum will follow. There's no doubt about it. What's also was a big scare, just like we had on gold and silver, is copper. Look at this one here. I wrote copper looks like it's in trouble, but for now, we didn't close on a weekly basis below. This was the danger. Again, we are by far not out of the woods yet on copper, but this is a danger. And we are now back above again with a weak candle here as well today. We could add in this one right here. Let's do that. That makes some sort of sense right there. And yeah, if copper wants to do something, then this one needs to resolve to the upside. But we had a scare this week for sure. And yeah, let's see what happens next week for copper. Nat gas, same. Nothing much has happened. I think you can see here we're just grinding this one here, the lower side of the bear flag, the bearish channel. And we really want to resolve to the upside. So we want to get above this level right here at 2.9. Then we have a chance, but for now it's just a whole lot of nothing. And I wouldn't go long until we get above that $3 level for nat gas. Here we have the European. Again, I sound like a broken record for the past week or two. But again, you want to look for the 44s to break before you go bullish, and below 23, very bearish. I don't think we will get that. We're going into winter Europe again, as I mentioned 100 times. I think this will go to the upside. Again, also look, this was the first one here. Big bounce, smaller bounce, so maybe a smaller here, and then we go. I think 44 will break at some point in time in the near future. Again, coal also again, doing very nicely again. The bottom seems to be in here, the short-term bottom at least, and now we're grinding higher. So oil looks fantastic long-term. Nat gas, want to join the party, hasn't done it quite yet. I think it will. And coal again, looking here long-term, look at it here. Looks fantastic here. The highs back in 11, and then we have a big drop back down to the 140s. Looks fantastic. Good old Bitcoin, bitty, nothing is happening. Nothing's happening still. Look for that 25.3, 25.5. And yeah, I will look at it if we break down or above here. Anything that happens here is only noise, and you shouldn't listen to anyone else, in my opinion. Well, not listen to anyone, but if anyone say, oh, it's very, very bullish Bitcoin now, no. Or if they say it's very, very bearish, no, not from a daily point of view. Maybe longer term or shorter term, they can have their arguments, but on the daily right now, as long as we're here, you're not bullish or bearish. My take. Look at this one here. This is the uranium spot price. I think it's at 68, 69, maybe even 70. I haven't checked, the latest numbers, but we are going to the Fukushima high here at 73. That's where we're going. And when we get there, we should again, it's a very tiny market, and a lot of stuff has happened, but this is major technical resistance. So and you should expect a pause or pullback, whatever you want to call it, when we get to such big technical moments in time. So here we have that soybeans again. Nothing is happening. It looks like it wants to break down here very soon, next week or in a few weeks' time. Looks very bearish, very, very bearish. What is this? That's sugar. Again, looks quite nice. Still, we are at the double top here, and this flagpole here has a target of 33. And yeah, silver looks good. Excuse me, sugar looks good. Great monthly candle, and I think we're going to visit the highs here. At the bull flag at roughly, at roughly 33, 36 for the good old sugar. Silver will follow, and yeah, again, nickel here just can't seem to get any bias in. I think we're going all the way down here at roughly 1300. Why? Long-term channel here. There it is. Major spike here. The spike and why. And now we are going down to here. That's my take. let's talk about silver in relation to M2. Look at it here. I want to show you. I've shown it before. Just want to show it again. I just posted it on Twitter as well. 2011, 2020, and we have the silver squeeze madness there. And now we are flagging right above almost all the time, right? Like 75% of the time we're flagging above that long-term golden trend line. And if you're flagging above such a major trend line, it doesn't matter if it's silver, Bitcoin, whatever it is, very bullish, and the probabilities are heavily skewed to the upside. I'm not saying that we cannot break down, obviously, but that's a bullish setup no matter how you put it. And you also have some sort of bottoming pattern here, depending on how you draw the neckline. You know, it could be all the way up here. Actually makes more sense. So again, silver is setting up for outperformance against M2, at least with the high probability. So beautiful. Beautiful. Also beautiful is our good beloved commodity gold 2011 high, 2020, and now we are having a pennant here in between, you know, the golden trend line. So we want to see this explode to the upside. So we could see some early signs here that when gold will start to really move and silver. And I think we're very close. And I know people have heard this many times before, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But to me, the probabilities right now for gold and silver is heavily to the upside. Again, if you look at a chart, you can look at different ratios together with banking, and all the other indices, currencies are, I would say, roughly at all-time highs. And the last one to follow is more or less always the USD. You can also maybe look at the XAU, VCU, just to have a bit of a, you can see here some old drawings here, but again, basically going back to 2022, that's your inverted head and shoulders. Next neckline is still holding, and you want to try to break out here, and you can see, just looks like we are flagging here with some sort of spasm here. And yeah, it really does look good long term. Look at it here. We are going way higher, way higher for gold. You know my targets. If not, I haven't made a video. Go check it out. So yeah, how much did we end up on silver actually this week? I'm just curious to see how much we were up roughly. 2.5%. Nice. That's very good. That's all I had for today, guys. Leave a comment below. What do you think about gold and silver? I mean, it hasn't done anything. At least gold hasn't done anything for, what is it? Also silver for 12 years. But I think we're coming to a point in time where within maybe a few quarters, we could see gold and silver rise rapidly. Again, maybe before that we have a credit event which will take everything down, but gold and silver will always more or less be the ones to run first before they start to stimuli, you know, all with all the free money once again. So that's my take. Have a great day, guys. As always, leave a comment. I'm getting very glad for every single comment that I get. And yeah, have a great weekend and see you in the next one. Cheers.